I decided today that I would take you all on this walk, but it's cold. It's colder than I expected it to be. So this is a walk through my neighborhood. Um, for those who may not know, I'm Michelle for Expat Life Mexico. I'm still in my apartment, Buenas Diaz, and I'm going to take you on this walk. I hope my internet hangs in with my phone. Um, Hi, Jesse. How are you? I was going to say you're up early, but you're out ahead. Yes, I am. Um, I've been missing out on doing this walk. Uh, yeah, I kind of cut it out for a few months because it's so cold in the morning. Even right now, holding this phone up, my hand is cold, the one that's not in my pocket. Um, but I will at least let you see a little bit of where I live. It's really nice. So I'm going to, oh, I love the train and I love Manhattan. However, it's nice and peaceful here. So you have a good Friday. All right. And I'm definitely going to see you on the weekend, Jessica. Okay. So I'm going to slow my roll so you can see there's like a field next to where I live. Mountains in the background. All right, let's keep walking. Oh, my hands are cold. So over here, they had a sign up for the longest time that they were going to turn this into like a dog park and a play area for children. Don't know what happened to the sign. Get out the street. Cars coming. All right. So anyway, for those who don't know, I live a little bit outside of San Miguel in terms of the center of San Miguel. This is still considered San Miguel, but it's on the way to Querétaro. So we are probably about 40 minutes from Querétaro because we are on the outside of the center and you need a car. I mean, there are buses, but you kind of need a car. Hi, good morning, Feliz Goddess Mika. Hi. Um, that name looks familiar. Okay, so off to my left, on the other side of these trees, there's a vineyard over there, and it's really beautiful. We're going to come to a clearing in a bit, so you'll be able to see kind of a better view. And they're actually building, I don't know, I'm assuming more developments or houses right there. Uh, this, so there are multiple developments here. Uh, that's one of them. There are tons of them in this giant development. So you have like your choice of what kind of housing, what kind of living you're looking for. They have houses as well, and then they have all of these townhouses. I call them cookie cutter because I mean, they have different layouts and plans and stuff, but um, they all have like a similar color on the outside, which I love. That there's a lot of uniformity, and it all depends. They have some developments that have bigger units than the others. And as you can see a little bit here on the top floor, most of them have a terrace. So those are the three stories that I mentioned. I think Wednesday night someone was asking me about that. Sorry, this is shaky That's the best I can do. My hands are freezing. Okay, so there we have like mountain scape. I love this so much, especially when I'm driving out. Depending on the time of day, it just looks different almost every day. And when it's foggy, it's just really pretty. Yeah. So if and when I ever need rosemary, that's what that is right there. I use it for my potatoes. I actually have my own, but they're in abundance here. Rosemary, lavender, they just grow, I guess, wild, very easy to maintain. So you'll see that here quite often. If I'm talking low, it's because I'm freezing. I thought it was warmer. It was warm yesterday, and I sort of walked out the door. I have a jacket on, but I'm kind of cold. I hate being cold. So I asked someone who's a realtor for this development, or a realtor for this area, and he told me that all of the individual developments, they call them, I think it's fraccionamientos, they are all individually owned by investors as a group that built them out. So that's the reason they all have different names, and the layout and style is similar, but you have these houses on the left that are, well, everything's individually owned once they're sold, just to make that clear. So these are not, um, for rent as a group. Like in the US, there are a lot of companies that own a whole building, or a person that owns a whole building, and then they rent them out. The way it works here is everyone owns individually, and then they'll rent them out if they want. Just walk by a for sale sign. Hi, hi, Krishan. How are you? Welcome. It's a little early. Thanks for joining. So on the left, they're still building these houses. So, and I can't get inside, so I'm just gonna keep walking, but I'll show you what I can as I walk by. So you can see how spread out this is. That's a vineyard right there, a little mini vineyard. It's not in season right now. That's okay. So this is Alcatrace. No worries about the Buenas Diaz. I used to say Buenas with the A before I realized it was an O. So no worries. They're still building that. Ooh, my hands. Ooh. So what I'll do is I'm gonna walk. So let me explain this development a little bit more. It's big, and I could literally walk a loop, and I think it would take me about an hour. So depending on the route, today I won't go that long. I have to get back and get my little munchkin ready for bed. So each development has its own security, as you can see, and its own name. Hi. Oh, you're welcome. Yes, I hope you come down soon for a visit. I know we spoke about that on your podcast. If you all haven't signed up or listened to Krishan's Blacksit podcast, please do. And if you want, you can drop the link in the comments for everyone to see. She has a lot of really juicy information there. Okay, so we're coming to, so this is the roundabout that kind of divides what direction you head in. And Good morning, Candace. Welcome. Aw, we miss you. I hope that you can come down soon. So there's a house that's for rent. So if you see se renta, means for rent. And it also says se vende. Vende on the right means for sale. So it's either or. You'll see that around town. But if you're looking for a place to rent, that's the verbiage you would be looking for. Um, so I was just saying this development, hi, welcome, Deborah, is pretty big. And all the individual, uh, um sorry, I think I've breathed please. All of the individual developments themselves within this one giant development have, their different names, each have their own security. And then at the entrance of this development, which I think I'm going to get to that, there is like one main security. And it's pretty nice because, yeah, you can kind of walk out. Today I was checking to see what time was the sun coming up. I don't know if you all can hear all the birds chirping. Love it. It's like one of my favorite things. Um, but each development, once you get inside, has like their own security checks. So it's really nice, but it doesn't feel weird. Uh, there's also a golf course here, which I will probably not be walking by today. So this one's called Olio. Olio, I guess. Yeah. And those are houses, I think. No, those are also townhouses. You can see they're really nice. Yes, it is actually very peaceful, quite peaceful. They're building some more over here on the right. I'll probably walk by that way on my way back. And this is the road that leads to the main entrance, which then leads you out of the development. So if someone were to live here, because a few people have asked me, this is what you would have to do. Walk to the entrance to catch a bus, which is doable. There's a bus passing up there, probably can't see it, but it's cold out here right now. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's pretty chilly. However, it's doable. Um, the rents out here are definitely less. Um, so if you do have a car, I think it's worth it, depending on where you want to be. You know, a lot of people want to be in Central. At least they want to start in Central. But I actually really like it out here. It's super quiet. So here's a view on the side. So, like I said earlier, on the other side of this, there's a separate entrance. There's a vineyard over there. Some construction going on. They also have, for those with children, they have several parks in here. And then within the development itself, they have swimming pools, gyms, and so each development has its own amenities. But on the outside, we have these little parks and areas. Hi, Lunar. How are you? This is good for you because you're asking me about kids stuff and schools. So there's like a whole play area. People bring their dogs here as well, I believe. My dog is older, so he doesn't want to walk that far. Yeah, so we're getting somewhat close to the entrance. Um, and then off to the right, they have a lot of standalone homes. You'll see it a little better as I get closer. So I like it out here a lot because it's quiet, it's kind of spread out. It gets a little noisy on the weekends because a lot of people own Airbnbs here, or people will come on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they leave. Uh, or sometimes families only come for a little bit of, um, like a vacation, Semana Santa, things like that. Hey, welcome. Sorry if I missed your pop up because it's sort of your comment pops up and then it disappears. So I saw something. Sorry I missed it. So welcome to anyone who just joined us. Okay, so these are the standalone homes. I'll stop for a second. I was trying to see what the one with the white set on it. I think it's for sale. Yeah, and they're still under construction as well. So that structure ahead, um, straight ahead with the arches and the tower, that's actually the main entrance. And that's where all the action happens. And they're really good about it. So if you live here, you can get one of those stickers in your car and you just can drive through. And if you don't, then you have to check in. And if you're moving furniture, and I discovered this, or having furniture fixed and someone comes to pick it up, you actually have to get permission for them to take it out. So I had someone come and pick up a few pieces I wanted painted, and I didn't know all of that. Prices are it's a wide range. As I said on Wednesday and a couple other times with San Miguel, I think Mexico in general, it all kind of depends on, you know, the owner, what the owner thinks it's worth. But here, I think it's definitely more affordable. Um, you can get probably a 2 bedroom for, I'm going to guess, around 500 a month. And that all depends on, is it furnished? Is it not furnished? Um, yeah, I think it's best, like I said the other day, if you know you want to be here for sure, then I would go ahead and invest in getting your own things if you did not ship your things down from the US. Or if you ship some things, like when we came down, I only shipped like living room stuff, bedroom, but I didn't ship a refrigerator, washing machine, and a dryer. So then it's worth it. But if you're not sure and you're just renting, you're going to end up probably getting, yes, you'll probably end up getting a place that will have all these things in them. So, all right, so this is the development that has the houses inside, and the design of this looks very similar to the main entrance, which is up there. And I'm going to take a U-turn because my hands are icicles right now. I have no idea what the temperature is. My body is fine. Anyway, so the rents can then go up to more than that. I would say probably I've seen like on average, like say 11 or 1200. So it's pretty affordable compared to the US. However, still pretty nice. Oh yeah, thanks, Kenya. It feels like 48. I don't know what I was thinking. But here's the weird thing with the weather is by noon it's gonna be 70 something degrees. So yes, I agree. It is very reasonable. It's very reasonable if you are a digital nomad or a pensioner, or someone who's getting Social Security, or you already have your US dollars saved, or you can buy something. Good morning, Kathy. Welcome. I love the weather too. I just don't like my hands freezing right now. So, walking back, yes, yes, I know. I lived in Florida. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, Chicago, there's no comparison. It's definitely warmer here. It is nice and cool in the morning, and then it warms up, and then it's perfect sleeping weather. But this is why I have a hard time getting up in the morning, because I just want to stay under my down comforter. Anyway, I feel like I missed something. Someone commented. Oh, about the car. Yes, you would need a car. So you can't see this off over here, but in that direction is Central, is the city. Really can't see it from here. I think there's some point where you start to see a little bit of it, but I could be wrong. Um, yes, you definitely need a vehicle out here, in my opinion, unless you're someone who enjoys walking and you just want to, be adventure, have an adventure. Uh, oh, you're welcome, Kenya and Kathy. I feel like I'm missing something. Too hot to walk. Yeah, I used to walk in the morning in Florida, early mornings. In regard to the driver's license, it's not that difficult at all. Um, oh, okay, your family's from Michoacan. Nice. I like it there. I think I've been there once. It was pretty well. I don't remember exactly what part I was in, but in regard to the driver's license, it's not hard, and it's not hard to buy a car either. When and again, this is information based on when I got here in 2018. What I do remember is if you have a license, I didn't have to take a test because I had a US license already. At the time, I was able to get it with a tourist visa. Show you the sun is coming up, so pretty. I was able to get it with my tourist visa. That may have changed since then. I don't know. I don't think so because they usually will kind of allow you to get your license because you need a license if you want to buy a car. So if you want to buy like a used car, I should say, then you need a license. So it was a pretty easy process, but I had someone help me because I was so new to San Miguel. I hired someone, and there are always people like that you can hire um, to help you with things around Mexico. There's always someone, friend of a friend of a friend. Okay. I did renew it, my US license, and that lasts for 10 years. I renewed it. So, no, it hasn't expired. And honestly, I wouldn't, if you can avoid having it expire, I would try to hang on to it because there are times when, you still have ties in the US. I'm trying to think. For example, opening a bank account, even though that's more tied to your social security number. But if you need to show ID, you could also, I'm sorry, I missed that last comment. I wasn't looking. Can you repost it? Um, you can also show your passport if you want. It just all depends on what it is, but it's always good to have if you need it. Let's say you have a U.S. credit card and a Mexican driver's license, and you want to rent a car. I'm not sure if that would go through. I really don't know. I'm just thinking of a scenario. So anyway, I think it's good to have it. And I'm not sure how knowledgeable people would be if they looked at a Mexican driver's license because it's in Spanish if you were somewhere else, like in the US. So it's good to keep it. Sorry, I missed the last comment, and because I'm not on the computer, it doesn't show me a feed. Okay, so this is another development called Lantana. This one's pretty cool. It's very modern and all monotoned with the grays. I've been inside. It's actually very nice. They have a great pool, security entrance. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry I didn't get that last question. Um, so I hope that helps. I thought I would share this. I will not be doing this every day because my hands are freezing. So the next time I'll wear my gloves and make sure I bring my scarf. I have a jacket on, a couple layers and a sweater. So we're getting back to this. I guess they call it a glorieta here, a roundabout. You're welcome, Deborah. Buenas Diaz. I see her religiously walking. We need to team up. So this is still the Lantana development. That one passing right here. So if I were to continue straight, there are more parks, and also, let me see, we have to see walk. Listen, yes, I will try to do that. Thank you. Oh, great. Awesome. Thank you, Kathy and Felice. Yes, I will try to do that in the neighborhoods in Central. The thing is when I'm in Central, I am literally driving. I'm in my car. I'm living my life by taking my son to school and just doing my normal things. So I am not walking often, but if I am, I will try my best to pull out my phone and capture that. And just so you know, too, in Central, there are so many amazing neighborhoods, but a lot of the are houses are behind doors. Okay, so I'll take you to drive Central to neighborhood. Some of the developments in this direction, and the golf course is that way also. To answer Kathy's question, to drive to Central, it takes me literally at the tip of Central 10 minutes or less, and that's because it takes me about 2-3 minutes to get out of this development. So it's not far. Oh, thank you, Luna. I appreciate that. It's not far at all. Um, it's just people who live in Central, a lot of them don't have cars because you don't really need a car. And because it's such a compact city and town, it's pretty easy, to get from point A to point B in general. So when anyone has to go a little bit outside of Central, they start to say it's far, but it's actually not. I lived in Florida and other like Dallas, just places where, you know, I remember driving in Florida, it would take me an hour or more just to get down to my job in Miami. And I really technically only lived about 20, 25 minutes away, but there was so much traffic. And so for me, I would rather have a vehicle for various reasons, you know, to each his own. But I like having the freedom of a car where I can kind of go wherever I want. I love to drive and I like to explore. So it's convenient. Plus, I have to get my kid to school. I actually have a lady who helps me uh, a couple days a week. She drives him because she lives up here. But personally, I don't mind. I don't mind driving. And if you live outside of town, then for sure you should get a car. Okay, so I just want you to see how the mountains look now because the sun is changing the landscape. Hi, Joanne. This area is called Zirandro. Buenas Diaz. It's called Zirandro. That's the name of the whole development. So you can find it on, yes, Kathy, I'm right there with you. I have to go to Mexico City soon. I can't remember exact. And I'm thinking about driving, but then again, I might just take the bus. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I love it out here. I love the peaceful vibes in the morning. Um, you know, I come out and you can bike. So if I had continued walking straight, I'm gonna cross the street. Um, where I was at the roundabout, that would have taken me over to the golf course. And it's just really pretty. It's green. They have a restaurant there. I don't golf, so I hardly go that way because I don't need to. I usually just drive down this street, but it's really quiet and a little bit later in the morning and throughout the day, you'll see a lot of people out here walking their dogs, riding bikes. Micah and I ride sometimes, so it's really pretty. So if you hang tight, I'll be back in my development shortly so you can see the inside. So I've got 32 freezing minutes in. I will be more prepared next time. Sun coming up, so pretty. Yeah, grateful, grateful. So I really hope this inspires you to at least come and visit Mexico, San Miguel, or any part of Mexico. There are so many beautiful areas, not just neighborhoods, but areas, people, things to see in general. It's just a great place to visit and or live. So I live in the development just beyond this one. Uh, they're growing something over here. I don't know what it is. Mike and I were trying to figure it out a couple Sundays ago. And there's the wild lavender that I mentioned earlier. So this pretty much grows everywhere. If you plant it, it will probably come up. It likes to have a lot of space in the ground, I guess. Yeah. So this is where we passed earlier. They just started clearing this uh, land a little. They didn't clear trees. They just cleared, I guess, whatever was there. Some wheat, green, wild weeds, and I don't know what they're building, but could be another development like where, like this, or maybe individual houses. I don't think I've been inside of this one. Yeah. So there you have it. So a lot of this is still under construction. They're actually building another development right next to the one I live in, just crossing the street here. And They're still under construction at the moment, but yeah, you could literally buy new and customize it a bit, or even rent one that no one's lived in yet. As I said earlier, a lot of people buy them for investment reasons and they just rent them out. The one that I live in is was new when I moved in. Okay, so I'm not sure what that is, but it's very green, super pretty. Yeah, okay. So we're getting closer. So I showed you this earlier. They're going to eventually turn that into a park and something, I guess. I don't know what happened to the sign that used to be there. So I made a turn and I came back, but if I were to go straight, it would loop back around to where I was and pass a bunch of other developments. As I said, townhouses slash, yes, hit the like button, please. And subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. It helps my freezing hands and motivation. So there are housing developments, meaning you could do the townhouses or you can buy a home, buy land and build. But if you kept going down this way, we would loop all the way around and end up back at the entrance. And you see, I've been walking for about 30 something minutes, and I only did about half of this. Okay, across here. So down there, they are building where the green is, and this is where I am. Show you a little bit inside. I'm locked out. I hope that usually it's unlocked. Peek around. Hola. She was busy checking her phone. Gracias. Gracias. Buenas Diaz. Sí, está bien. Okay. I didn't miss. I thank you, Kathy. I missed. Thank you. I missed it. You said like that you're using, and then it went off screen. So sorry. Okay, if you repeat, but thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so this is inside my development. Just so you can see, there's a little play area, uh, green area. This is actually fake grass, and then swimming. Oh, here, I'll walk this way. Okay, let me do this first, because once I start passing by, you won't get to see. So this is kind of it. Mountains, townhouses, and more townhouses. Okay, so this is kind of the community area. I don't hang out here, but Micah does. And on the weekends, it gets busy. Not busy, busy, but busy enough. Little seating area. Kids can play here. Um, there's swimming. The pool is not very deep, so that's good, but you kids should still know how to swim. Um, it's covered right now. And then they have a community room right here. I think you can rent that out if you want. I don't think it costs anything. There's also a pool table and table hockey. I think there's a pool table in there somewhere. And they also have ping pong. I never noticed that. Okay, there's ping pong. Micah knows I have not been here. Okay, so there's the entrance. Thank you, Candace. And swimming, haven't been in the pool. Okay, here's the pool table right here. There you go. And I think they have all of the equipment. If you want to use anything, you just have to rent. No, you don't have to rent it. You just give them an ID. So for the kids, they have to give a parent's ID. Thank you. Yeah, I love it here. It's it's nice. And then there's a little, okay, so this is a covered area. Some of the furniture is a little tattered, probably from the weather. There's also a bathroom, and then there's a gym. I opt to walk than to go to the gym. Yeah. So they have pretty decent equipment, and that's kind of it. Yeah. They do come around, they water the thank you. Yes, it's very nice. They water the grass for you. Um, what else? They cut. They do a little bit. So all of these are pretty much 3 stories. I think some are just two, as you can see. So where I walked in, you would then drive around this way, and then this leads you down to the other end, and then back around. It's a little sunny to the entrance. So it's not a giant development. And as you can see, there aren't a lot of cars here. That means not a lot of people live here until what's today? Until tonight. Tonight until Sunday. Especially this yellow unit next to mine. That's my house right there. The yellow unit next to mine is Airbnb. So it's usually pretty chill, but every now and then they get a little noisy. So that's my house. That's where I live. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I think it's the transition from my data on my phone to my home internet. The my rent is around right now with the exchange rate around 700 a month, but it's great. It's spacious. I love it a lot, and I love what I get for it. You know, I lived in Florida, rents were very high. I lived in a townhouse there, which was also very nice, but the neighborhood was nowhere near as nice as this one. And I just absolutely appreciate, living here, not just for the cost of living, but also, the environment I can raise Micah in, and also the people here. If you haven't heard, the Mexican people are just amazing. I've had mostly positive experiences. So, in saying that, have a great Friday, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am going to go inside now and thaw out and tend to my bunnies and my dog and my son. And I will see you on Wednesday. I'll be on Sunday morning for anyone interested in our Peace Not Pieces retreat. If you've had any questions, yes, come down and check it out. I think you have to come and feel it for sure, Lunar. You're welcome, Kenya. Thank you all so much. Have a great Friday. Be safe. Hands up for our blessings and everything else that is good for us. So, oh no, not more than 7. It was actually 650 with the dollar exchange, but now it's gone up. The pesos are strong. So have a fantastic day. Blessings, everyone. I appreciate you all. What time on Sunday? Sorry, at 10 a.m. Central. 10 a.m. Central on my channel. There'll be a link. There's a link already set up for it. So just log on. I haven't posted it anywhere. So I will be talking about the Peace Not Pieces retreat for anyone who has questions and still interested. I think we have 2 spaces left, I believe. So that's happening April 2nd through the 8th. Yes. All right. Hi, Helen. You have a great day too. Bye, everyone.